Welcome back everyone to Pine Leaf Plays the Rune-keeper. It's now time for us to head out and find other camps of goblins where we can find some lost supplies, invade a camp or two, and do general things in order to keep goblins from being a pest. Okay, they'll always be a pest. I guess there's nothing I can do about that. But at least reduce their numbers so that they'll have to work at being pests. Alright. Now, let's see what we've got here. And here's our first goblin right up ahead. And there's our first crate. Hello there. Yep. You want to know what lightning is? Try going outside sometime. See a lot of it out there. Well, probably not going to know too much. There you go. Alright. We'll go up here now. The trick... I have to remember where this goblin camp is going to be. Actually, I think maybe there might be other roads that are a little bit easier to find to that. Alright, let's... knock him out. Good. I suspect I'm going to run to the next camp while doing this, which is going to be real... Oh no, actually... Oh. There he is. Ah, hello there. Hello, Kroom, I presume?
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Lickman sent you? I welcome your aid. The camp is just around the corner. It is large, but I am not yet sure how large it truly is. Let us find out. Oh, isn't this fun? An escort quest! Yay! Don't you just love escort quests? Especially with NPCs that insist on getting into trouble. He's certainly not of the slow variety. He's the let's get into as much trouble as possible variety. Now, I think they have tuned it so that's not as much of a... So that's not impossible. I remember one time, I think the first time I tried it, way back in the original version, it felt oh no, bats. Yeah, we're going to be running a few more of these bat handlers along the way, just like that boss we found in the... Oh, why won't it click on the bat I want to click on, not the ones that are 10 miles away? Ah. Alright. Okay, because there's another set of bats up there. For some reason, my tab key kept on sending me to those bats. Which is like completely and utterly ridiculous. Hey, that's the way to do that. Alright, good. Now I'm starting to remember that skill. Wait, about time, isn't it? Alright, which way are you gonna go up? Of course you're gonna go deeper into the camp. We can't just do half the camp. No, I mean, you did say you want to learn how deep this place is, and that means going as deep as it goes. And of course we know that dwarves like going too deep. Oh, more bats. More bats. So you see, these bat handlers are going to be found all throughout Moria, especially in this camp. This one seems to have a higher proportion than most places. Real annoying opponents. At least all those little bats they are. See, if there's something that can be considered as annoying as a goblin, then it is most likely that... Oh, come on! Ah! Oh, okay. Alright, it's... Okay, the quest is done, so... You've got credit for it. Hey, 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 uh-oh. Sheesh. Okay, let's get this faster, faster, faster. Alright, in here. Leaving me in the lurch like that. Making me think that there is more to do and then just running off saying, okay, we're done. Sheesh. That's a door for you. Grumble, 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 grumble. Leaving me in the lurch. Alright, I gotta go. Bye-bye. Arrivederci. Well, okay, maybe we won't say arrivederci. Well, no, we don't need to kill the funnels rat in there. Or I guess that's a tunnel rat, more likely. That sounds more logical. Hey. Alright. There you go. Have a nice sleep. Anyway. If you could think of something that's annoying, you'll probably see a goblin with it somehow. They just like to team up with other annoying creatures. That is just what I am convinced of. If it's annoying, it teams up with a goblin. That's the first rule. That's right. So therefore that means that we are going to have a version of the Wretched Falconer that calls up goblins instead. That's going to have to be a rule, because that's definitely the most annoying. Or a... How about a... Could you imagine someone coming up with a goblin version of Wretched Falconer that calls up bats instead of Kraban? Ooh, now that is scary. Well, we'll reconvene at the Chamber of... Well, I can't just reconvene at the Chamber of Crossroads, can I? I'm way up here. Well, we'll reconvene at the Chamber of Crossroads in a moment. We are back here in the Chamber of Crossroads, and let's see what Gansey has to say.
Greetings, friend. Are you lost?
This camp is of great importance to our expedition. From here, we can keep an eye on anything that tries to move between Durin's Way and the Great Delving in the south. Without these supplies, we might have been forced to abandon this vital watch post. Alright.
I am not sure Khazad-dûm can be restored.
Actually, let's try
The
this one
orcs
first.
have surely ruined it.
So,
Aline came, but we have heard no word from him.
So the goblin camp was larger than Kroom first thought? It is good to know more about it. Fortunately, it lies off the main road to Jarkazans, and we can, for the most part, avoid it.
If it were not for the prospect of finding Mithril, I would not have come here.
Thank you for helping us out, Pinestone. Now that we are all settled in the chamber, we can set out some more other pressing matters, alright?
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Durin's Way is home to precious few of the artifacts of our ancestors, many of which have been lost or destroyed by the goblins. This Dane has been searching for these artifacts throughout Durin's Way in the hopes of preserving the history of our craft. Take this message to him. If it reveals the last known location of such an artifact, I'm sure he will be thankful for it. So we have to talk to Listen at the entrance of Zigat-Ziggle. And now I'm mad. Now I think of, well, I was near Zigat-Ziggle. I probably should have gone and tagged with a mountain rider there instead of coming directly here, but it's a bit late for that now.
If we are to find Mithra in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
There are few places in the world as large and mystifying as Khazad-dûm. With its wide chasms and twisting paths, it is easy to become disoriented. Because of this, I have been working hard to obtaining detailed maps of each hall pathway we secure. Directly to the east you will find a passage known as the Winding Way. I had a beautiful map detailing each section of the path, stretching all the way to the 21st hall, but some of the careless guards have placed their mugs of ale and various other liquids directly on top of it. They've utterly ruined it. I need a replacement, and it must be accurate. Would you take this parchment and detail a new map for me? Good, now I'm a cartographer. What? Oh, is this a follow-up to that clawed-up armor thing?
Oh, glorious day! We shall soon restore Moria.
Something has been stirring up the bats since we have arrived. At first, I thought it was those goblins, but I spotted something else the other day. It looked a bit like one of those Marival, but different in some way. I say we find out what is the deal and deal with those bats while we are about it. There is a small outpost north of here, the Door of Clouds, near the entrance to Zigger. Go there and speak with cowmen to find out what they know about the bats. So let us go and start dealing with some bats. So therefore we need two things going to the area of the clouds, and then the other one is to the 21st hall. I think we should go to the... Alright, that was a wrong turn. To the area of the bats first. And so this is pretty much the way we were going before, but as I said, I was pretty close because I was up here and Zigger is up there. So I probably should have just gone and tagged it before coming this way, but those are for decisions in the past. Thematically, I think this fits better. I think from an RP perspective, I think it's the right decision. From the point of view of efficiency, it was the wrong decision. So whichever one is preferable on your part is tells us whether it was a good or bad decision. Alright, now. Best way I think is this direction. See if I can do this without alerting the goblin. I know, eventually I'm going to have to... Yeah, right. This one can't be avoided, so... Let's go. Sort of like one of those times you'd think you'd wish there was mounted combat, right? But just when I think about taking a war steed into Moria and what would happen if I attempted to do so is why I'm not usually in favor of the war goats idea. I have no trouble swallowing the idea of riding goats in the first place. Oh. Whoa. Hang on. Ah. Well, that's how you get to the high stair from here. Alright. Oh, no wonder. It is pointing... Where is this thing pointing me towards? Oh, it's pointing me to the 21st hall for that thing. Never overly depend on that. I should just write that down, embroider it on a sampler. That's what we've got to do. It says, do not trust the quest tracker without reading it carefully. And someone may even take out that last bit of it. Very well. There you go. Completed. Master of Tragedy. New deed. Class Deeds Tier 8. Oh, great. I'm still opening up Class Deed lines and not finishing them. How am I doing on that? I have to take a look at that. First I want to get to my target location. Assuming I can get through this more of all. How about less of all? There you go. Now, alright, so now I'm getting back to about where I was before. So let's go and find that. Find that stable master so that I can now have a nice new base. Then I can take a quick look at how I am doing in my class deeds. Since I have not really taken a close look at those in a while. I think this is the way. Well, that's what the way the arrow is pointing, but as I said, never completely trust that thing. It would surely lead you astray if you did so. But this does look like a set of quest givers and a travel location. There's the door to the clouds.
The Lords of Moria have returned.
That only leads to Jarkers. It'd be nice though if this thing also went to the 21st Hall. So therefore it would not have helped me if I grabbed the Stable Master anyway, because it doesn't go to the Chamber and Crossroads. Don't ask me why. I just want to show you this quickly. And yes, in case you need to step outdoors, though being on top of a mountain like this tells you how cold it is. And everything is really nice and on level. The only problem is that I'm not too sure there's anything you could really do here at the moment. There's to Durin's Way. There's a campsite. I have a feeling this was related to a raid or something like this. Now we will come here a little bit later, especially when you consider that way up here. There's another entrance up here, I think, for another quest we have that we use more often. And I think that we're going to find a dead Balrog right there. But that's an entirely different matter. But let's see what we have here. Hello there, have some quests for me?
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Ramby sent you to find out about the increase of bat activity? Yes, we have noticed this as well. The bats seem to dwell in a cave a bit south and east of here. I am unsure of what has roused them, but I would imagine that it be found within that cave. Hunt for as many of those winged menaces as you can while you are there. So I need to find the bat cave. Now this, of course, is the source. This cave used to be very, very, very hard to find. So it was a very common question for people to be asking in the chat, where is the bat cave? And you can imagine the number of joke responses that usually came after that. And a message to Zigargil.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
A message? I was not expecting any messages about... What is this about? So, this artifact was not far from here at all. This is wonderful news! With this information, I'll be able to preserve another once lost artifact. Alright, fine. And we have a few more. Alright, while we're supposed to look for this bat cave, we seem to also have a few more quests here. But we'll find out what those are in our next episode of Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper.